Hi, in this video, let's talk about how events can be combined together. SystemC uses the wait function to listen to the event. The wait function has different formats, accepting different kinds of inputs. The most basic usage of wait is to provide no input argument. In this case, it will wait on the events that are stated in the sensitivity list. We will be talking about sensitivity list later. A second form of using wait function is to wait for a specific event. For example, here, it waits for event E1. Using wait, it is also possible to wait for a list of events. Here, it waits for event 1, or event 2, or event 3. It is also possible to use AND as shown here. In this case, the wait function satisfies if event 1, 2, 3 all happens. It is also possible to wait for a certain amount of time. For that, you can provide the time duration into the arguments list of the wait function. As shown here, we wait for 200 nanoseconds. Furthermore, the time and the event triggers can be combined together. In this case, it will wait for event E1 or 200 nanoseconds, whichever comes first. Next, the example shows you can wait for a certain time and a list of events, where you can use logic AND or logic OR for the event list. Cases 9 to 12 are basically the same as cases 5 to 8. The only difference is instead of passing the double value and the unit separately, we combine these two to form a SC_time object. The last three cases are waiting for clock cycles. As shown here, if you don't specify the time unit, it only waits for clock cycle. Here it waits for 200 clock cycles. This is used for SCC thread only. Last two cases are wait for one delta cycle. Delta cycle is explained earlier, which has a duration of 0 seconds, but it is used to specify the order of execution. Please be aware that a mixture of OR operators and AND operators is not allowed in SystemC. Having explained the rules, let's take a look at some examples. Within the combined module, we declared a set of events E1, E2, all the way up to E10. Then we register to SystemC kernel a trigger thread and several catcher threads. Within the trigger thread, we fire the different events at different time. For example, E1 is fired at 1 second, E2 fired at 2 seconds, and so on and so forth. Finally, E10 is fired at 10 seconds after the simulation starts. The different catcher threads are designed to catch the different events. Here, catcher 0 is timer triggered. It gets triggered after 2 seconds. Catcher 1 is triggered based on E1. Catcher 2 and 3 are triggered based on E2 and E3. Catcher 4 or 5 is triggered when event E4 or E5 happens. The next three catchers are a combination of a time and event list. Here is 5 seconds or event 6, 20 seconds or event 7 or event 8. And in this case, it's 20 seconds timeout with event list of E9 and E10. If we run the program, we get the results below. At time 1, it catches E1. At time 2 seconds, there's a timeout of catcher 0 here. The catcher for E2 and E3 get triggered after 3 seconds. Catcher E4 or E5 is triggered at time 4 seconds when E4 is fired. In this case, the 5-second timeout happens before E6 is fired. Therefore, the catcher function is triggered at 5 seconds. Next example, the timer is 20 seconds. It happens after E7. Therefore, the catcher function is triggered after 7 seconds when E7 is fired. Last example is a combination of timeout or event list of E9 and E10. Since E9 happens at time 9 seconds, E10 happens at 10 seconds. The catcher function is triggered at time 10 seconds. Okay, hope this video is useful to you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.